All right, Coach. 6-1 on the trip. On the court, off the court, all kinds of fun stuff. But on the court first, just talk about team's performance throughout the week. Went 6-1.
I thought our kids did a real nice job. We played a lot of kids. We wanted to do that. That was our goal coming in, and we got, our minutes were very evenly distributed. Our new kids got a lot of reps, and we got 6 wins. So we got a lot of good things on the floor out of the trip.
Incorporating a lot of new kids, a lot of really good stretches, some stretches where you struggled a little bit. Is that kind of an area of concern, consistency? I guess consistency is a key for everybody, but is consistency something that you think going forward will be a key for you?
I think so. I mean, with freshmen, you get a lot of ups and downs, and that was what was so nice about this trip is we got a lot of ups and we got a lot of downs out of the way, and it was a great learning experience. To get some practices before we went, but then to get some real live game action. So it was a great experience for our new kids especially.
I know you're big on film sessions and reviewing tape. How much benefit is that going to have for you going forward, having some things to evaluate on tape?
Yeah, it's fantastic. As a staff, we've watched a couple of the games already. We'll finish up, later this week with the rest of the games. And then we won't be able to show the kids any tape until October, but it'll be great to have some things on tape and to start our real practice sessions off with a couple tape sessions and see what we can really get better at.
What were some of the areas that you thought you did really well and maybe some things that you thought you need to get better at?
Well, I thought our defense was much better. I thought, especially early in the trip, we made a lot of plays and pretty much controlled the boards for most of the trip, which is something that, as you know, we haven't done a very good job of. So seeing some improvement in that area was very exciting to see what direction we can go. We had, just a small portion of our offense in, and I thought the part that we had in, they did a pretty good job of executing.
Playing 2 games on one day, 7 games in 7 days, the fatigue factor, did that factor in? And then maybe being able to draw on that, once conference play gets here and you're playing every other day.
Yeah, I think that was part of the plan. I think we were more talented than probably everybody we played. So in order to level the playing field, so to speak, we needed to get our kids tired and put them in some tough situations to see how they would react. And I thought obviously the 6th game was a little bit disappointing, but to see the way they played that 7th game. Which was actually in 6 days because we started on Sunday, then played that last game Saturday night in a sweltering hot gym, as you well know. To see them respond like they did in the first half and put 50 points on the board and really guard, I thought that showed a lot of character, and that was exciting for us.
Off the court, Niagara Falls, Parliament, the whole Montreal experience. Maybe what was your favorite thing?
I think going to see Parliament up in Ottawa was probably my favorite sightseeing thing. I thought being in Montreal was a lot of fun. Being in a city that you could walk around and you could walk to lunch and you could walk to dinner and do some sightseeing and some shopping. Is so almost the exact opposite of the life we live here in Northeast Ohio, where we drive. I drive to work every morning, sometimes drive to lunch and then drive to this and drive to that. To be able to just get out of your hotel and go for a walk. I think across the board, people thought the food was fantastic. We'll try different types of food and just the fresh fruit and the things that we had along the way. It was a really fun and a unique experience for a community that drives as much as we do here.
3 players who weren't on the trip who you potentially could have for the season: Karen Flagg, Wendy Mitchell, Ashley Lawson. Being able to incorporate those 3 kids in, does that provide some optimism going forward?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. Those are 3 very good players. And, as we mentioned, I thought we played pretty good basketball without those 3. I think bringing them back into the mix and the level of competition that it'll create in practices leading up to our first scrimmage at the end of October will make us a much, much better team.
And then 2 kids who weren't on the trip and then who had to sit out of here for transfer, just talk about Janae Jackson, Letitia Walker, their strengths going forward and being able to work with them for that full year of practice.
Yeah, I'm really excited to work with those 2. I think, they're coming from a different program and are really looking for a second chance and a chance to expand their game a little bit. I think they were both kind of pigeonholed into positions, and I think we're going to be able to diversify their game a little bit, and I think they seem to be excited about learning, and I know we're really excited about teaching and really helping them become more diversified offensively and defensively.
You have some restrictions going forward until practice starts up in October. We just talk about the staff's agenda, the players' agenda between now and when things get going full bore here in October?
Well, I mean, the nice thing about that tape session, as you mentioned, we were able to make some goals for each individual kid and some goals for the team, and we just want to try to get better at those goals and make sure that we put ourselves in a position in October that we're ready to go full speed with practice, and hopefully we've eliminated some mistakes, and hopefully we've made every player better.